Hello everyone and welcome to the Ghostie Awards, aka my favorites of 2025. This is just some little things that I wanted to highlight that were games that I played, books that I read over the last year that I loved. So let's take a look at it. Let's see what some of my favorites of 2025 were. So, some disclaimers here. This is literally just a list to celebrate my favorites this year. Other than the Of the Year awards, titles may have been released prior to this year. This is just basically things that I played last year, not necessarily that came out last year, except for, like I said, the Of the Years. Game of the Year and runner-up, and there's one other Of the Year category as well, cannot win any other categories. I hate when a game sweeps the awards. I'm looking at you, Claire Obscure. I think that if it wins Of the Year, it already it stands to reason that it's the best in like every category. It's fantastic all around. So I want to give room for other games to shine and not have something go across every category. Demos can only win the best demo category because we haven't really seen enough of the game. And additionally, if the demo was released in full this year, it still can only win best demo unless I also played the full version of it. But with that said, let's take a look. It's already peaked. Move aside. Exactly. So, best music. There have been a number of times that I've been like, oh, this is a jam this year, but there is one game in particular that the songs in it were stuck in my head for days. I found myself humming them. I found myself watching them on YouTube. The music was amazing. So let's take a look. Best music, Rift of the Necrodancer. Come on. The music in that game was the music was so good, I downloaded songs from that to put in Step Mania and play in Step Mania. So, amazing. Danny Baranowski did a bunch of the music for this game, and he is one of my favorite video game composers. He did all the music for the original Crypt of the Necrodancer. He did it for the original Binding of Isaac, Super Meat Boy. He's just a fantastic composer. Graphic design is my passion. Are you sassing me? I worked hard on this. Okay, next category. Made me smile. I initially had this listed as like funniest game. Yeah, just amazing music. Simple as that. Exactly. It looks good. I'm proud. Thank you. Thank you. So I initially had this listed as funniest game. But really, I wanted to highlight something where, you know, maybe it's a comfort game, maybe like for this one in particular, I was having a shit day and like instantly I was laughing and in such a better mood as soon as I started playing this. So the winner of the Made Me Smile award is Afterplace. This game, I cannot wait to get back to. We only played one stream of it because it was a Keymailer game and we've had such a tight schedule because of playing so many long-running games. But this game, I laughed so many times. I knew a minute and 30 seconds into it that it would be hilarious because I just got smashed by an angry squirrel dad, like immediately, like destroyed. It was so funny, the whole bit with like the kid who was studying like physics or something and chucked his textbook off the cliff. It was so funny. It was so good. Oh, a part of me just want to unleash my inner Statler and Waldorf. No, we're celebrating games right now. We're not cutting them down. But favorite NPC. I actually struggled with this one a little bit because part of the problem with doing this kind of last minute was I didn't really have notes from a lot of the games that I played this year. And so it was hard to think about what NPC interactions, some of the different categories, trying to fill them. It was surprisingly difficult. But when I thought about all the NPCs in the games that I played this year, there's one that stood out as being very, very well voice acted, great interactions with the main character, just super, super well done. and that is the narrator from The Bard's Tale. Tony J, fantastic, fantastic actor. The smarm, like the humor between the interactions between the narrator and the bard. And some people might say that the narrator isn't an NPC. I don't care. These are my words. This is my rules. He was enough of a character that he's who came to mind for this. So I just thought that out of all of the NPCs for every game that I could play, or that I played this year, this was the one that stood out as being the most memorable. The narrator is on par with that one from the Stanley Parable. Exactly. The narrator is definitely a character in this game. Okay, the next one. Prettiest Game. Yeah, non-playable, so it's an NPC. Exactly. And it's not like it was the bard's inner monologue or anything, right? It wasn't the bard. It was a separate, unique character. So Prettiest Game. There were a lot of games that we played this year that were really pretty. This one was really tough because there were several games that ended up with Of the Year awards that were also very nice to look at. But as I said, I did not want it to be something that swept all the categories. So I had to pick something that I still thought was absolutely gorgeous, because I did. I love the art style in this game. I thought it was beautiful, stunning. The aesthetic really appealed to me. So the prettiest game for me this year was Bow Path of the Teal Lotus. The almost like paper-esque texture of it, the layered backgrounds, like it was a gorgeous game. I may have some trauma from parts of this game, but I don't think anybody can argue that it is not visually stunning. So, most challenging. Never mind your near aneurysm, right? You're like, you didn't give Bo most challenging. Yeah. For most challenging, Bo was up there. And one category I didn't end up using was best boss fight. Just because, again, I just didn't take good enough notes throughout the year for this. So for most challenging, I ended up going the route of what are some games that I ended up like noping out of? What are games that I didn't complete because I just was too frustrated? Because if I managed to get through it, obviously it wasn't the most challenging. So this game was fantastic. I rated it highly. It is a good game, but it broke my brain, and it is not something that I was able to continue playing. So for me personally, the most challenging game I found this year was Baba Is You. And like I said, I know this is an older game. It didn't come out this year, but I played it this year for the first time. That game, my God, it was so good, but so frustrating at the same time, trying to like make my brain work the way that this game wanted it to work. So Baba Is You was my most challenging game this year. The biggest surprise, I wanted to put in a category for something that I found unexpectedly delightful. Because I think that sometimes, especially me, I know I'm very guilty of playing games to my strengths or to the categories that I enjoy. But that moment of like surprise and delight when you pick up something and you're like, I don't think I'm really gonna like this that much, and then you end up loving it, can be fantastic. To be completely fair, a game that has you actively change the rules is bound to be tough. True. So for me, the biggest surprise of any game that I played this year was Mr. Magpie's Harmless Card Game. I hate deck builders. I hate deck builders so much. I love this game. I was playing this game earlier today. This is one of the only games that I've played off stream this year. It was just so good. And it's got another new update. Technically this game hasn't actually released, but it's in an open playtest, so anybody can get it and play it right now, which is why I've included it. Then what made you play this one? I actually saw it played on Insim stream, and I thought, like, okay, there's actually like a logic element to it where I can't believe you gave Mr. Magpie spoilers for the Ghostie Awards today. So there is like a logic, like a deductive logic aspect to it, of like hint cards that try to point out where the cards that will give you damage are. And I like deductive logic. So watching it played on Insim stream, I'm like, this actually does seem like something that I would like. And since it's in an open playtest, I can play it for free, see how I enjoy it. And it was immediately addictive. I ended up playing it on stream a couple of times when I finished a game early, and the dev actually came in and chatted and answered questions, and it was a really wonderful experience. And so, like, I highly recommend for anybody who likes deck builders, or who doesn't like deck builders but likes deductive logic. It is addictive. It is very good. Okay, next category, favorite book. I know you guys are all on the edge of your seats to know what my favorite book is. I'm sorry, I had to cough there for a second, still getting over being sick. So I read a lot of books this year. My final Goodreads count, because I managed to sneak one more book in at the end, was 49 books read this year. My goal was 48, so I just barely managed to get in for my reading goal. Fun fact, I set my reading goal for 2026 today, and I stepped that down to 36 books from 48. Because with working full-time and streaming and everything, I'm just not going to have as much time to read. We know it's not the court series. It's definitely not the court series. So I went back over all the books that I read this year and what I rated them. I had a number of 5-star books, which of course my rating system goes with 3-star is kind of the baseline, and it was enjoyable. If it's less than 3-star, it wasn't enjoyable, and there's some other factors. But 4-star is it was enjoyable, I would read it, reread it, or recommend it. And 5-star is it was enjoyable, I would reread it and recommend it. So looking at, I think I had maybe 5-star books, because rereading is a high bar. And I took a look at them and just tried to figure out which one I was the most excited about. And I did take into consideration a little bit about whether it was released this year or not. And so this one was a book that I loved, I would reread, I would recommend. It did come out this year, and I just generally really enjoyed it. So it is A Sorceress Comes to Call by t.kingfisher. I love her work. I like the worst book I've read by her was just basically enjoyable. It wasn't something that I was super passionate about, but I did enjoy it. The best books by her, oh, they are so good. And this one, A Sorceress Comes to Call, is an interesting story about a sorceress who, dragging her, I believe, daughter, it's been a while since I read it, dragging her daughter with her, has set her eyes on a nobleman, basically a minor nobleman, and is trying to woo him and become the new lady of the house, sort of thing. Now, the nobleman's sister and a number of like friends, because I can't remember friends, cousins, exactly what, but basically they all have their eye on this sorceress, and they're like, that bitch has got to go. She is not a good person. I don't want her dating my brother. I don't like the way that she's treating her child. And it's just like this really funny story, and sometimes dark, but of all these people basically trying to make sure that she does not manage to successfully woo this minor nobleman. And it is excellent. Okay, we got 4 awards left, and we're into the big ones. So, best demo. I played a lot of demos this year. It was really, really hard to pick one demo as the best one. I played like 80 plus demos, I think, this year. It was hefty. It was hefty. But I went through them and yeah, because basically I was playing at least 20 every Next Fest. And then, you know, additional ones. I'd often do like a Next Fest cleanup day or two afterwards. And sometimes we'd do demos if we finished a game early. But I played a lot of demos this year. So I just kind of looked through the list of all the demo titles I played and just tried to see like which one really jumped out at me. Which one am I the most excited to play the full game when it is released? And the answer for that one is Lucid. Lucid was fantastic. I almost didn't even play it because I thought that I was going to suck at it and I wasn't going to enjoy it. It is described as being a Celestoidvania, and Celeste is another game. Like, if I had played Celeste this year instead of last year, it probably would have been my most challenging game. I didn't enjoy Celeste at all. I don't enjoy like pixel perfect precision platforming. And so this being described as a Celestoidvania terrified me. And then I actually started playing the demo, and the movement is so... Yeah, you say the name Celeste and Moggy crumbles. Pretty much. The movement was so fluid and satisfying and generous when it came to hitboxes. It wasn't like you missed by half a pixel and so you're fucked sort of thing. It just was generally really, really good. The pixel art was beautiful. Everything was just, it drew me in. I wanted to know more. It was interesting. So I'm really excited for when the full game for this comes out. Because I did play so many demos, I had to throw in a couple of honorable mentions as well. So my honorable mentions for best demo, Dead as Disco. Again, I was so energized and jazzed when I was playing that demo. The like musical fighting kind of mechanics in it just filled me with such a level of joy. It was excellent. Lurks Within Walls, I really enjoyed having that kind of like Legend of Grimrock dungeon crawler style game, but in this horror setting. It was damn spooky. It was very unique. I'm, again, really looking forward to the full game there. And Soul Fused, which I don't know how many other people that game is necessarily going to appeal to. It is an old school text-based game. It doesn't even have mouse control. Everything is keyboard only. And it is so nostalgic to me, and having like a more modern sci-fi story set in this very retro game style, I loved it. I loved it so much. So now we're on to Game of the Year that didn't come out this year, and I just got around to playing it now. Because I really struggled to pick like a Game of the Year when there were so many good games, and I figured that it would be good to kind of break out what my Game of the Year was that was an older game. You know, not necessarily too old. Basically, I just filtered anything released in 2025 out of the list, and then picked my favorite at that point. And for anybody who was here in the spring, I don't think that people will be surprised that this was my choice for Game of the Year past, because I did so much enjoy playing it when we did play it. It's Crypt Custodian. It was so cute. It was so forgiving, especially when coming into it after like Bow Path of the Teal Lotus and stuff like that. Being so used to being punished in Metroidvanias, and having a game that wasn't punishing but still difficult. Like, I died, don't get me wrong. It was cute, it was friendly, it was low stress, it was adorable. Yeah, 10 out of 10 cats, exactly. It was, again, joyous. It was really good. So for my Game of the Year runner-up, as soon as I say what this is, if you don't already know what my Game of the Year is, you're gonna know what it is after you see this one. We played the shit out of this on stream. Like, again, saying this is going to literally give it away to a number of people. I had dreams about this game. I literally was thinking about it while I slept. I could not get it out of my mind. We were chanting about this game. If it wasn't for the game of the year, this would have been the game of the year. It was Blueprints. Blueprints was just so good. So good. It was unique. It was exciting. It was, again, a demo that I played that I absolutely loved. Yeah, Film Metal, exactly. It had to be. You get Blueprints, Blueprints, Blueprint. It was so good. I do actually need to go back to it and do more off stream because we basically beat it once and then stopped, and I know that there's more content in here, but we had to move on. But it is a fantastic game. It was just so polished in every respect. It was so good. So this is my Game of the Year runner-up. Because I mean, I don't need to draw this out, right? You guys know what my Game of the Year is. My Game of the Year is Silksong. I, again, feel kind of weird putting games on the list that I haven't completed because things have been known to fall apart in the third act. But, I know, shocking, right? Absolutely shocking. Having waited so long for this, having had such high expectations for this, I did not feel let down. I know there are other people who they're of the opinion that other games are better than Silksong. It is always personal. For me, this game was basically exactly what I wanted out of it. And, you know, no notes. It delivered exactly what I wanted. So that is my personal Game of the Year. If you want to suggest games to play or award categories for 2026, join the Discord. Put those ideas in there. I would love to have some more ideas for awards for next year, so that way I can keep an eye. I can make notes as I'm playing games this year and be ready for it. So thank you all for a fantastic 2025, and special thanks to Ghostbody and Archfey. Best mod team out there. Archfey, you don't have a user icon, so I had to pick something for you. Aw, yeah. But yeah, that is it for the Ghostie Awards 2025. I hope that you guys enjoyed the Ghosties. Like I said, I'm looking forward to investing some more time in it next year. It would be nice if I didn't have the flu, like, right before doing this. Because it would have been lovely to have, like, clips of all the games. I think that would have been cool to have, like, you know, a little video clip of each one to kind of showcase a special moment or something. It was really fun. God, I'm glad. Thanks so much. What a great way to start the new year. I know that my little bullshit award means nothing, but I'm still, you know, I still want to spread that joy, you know?